Hey, what's up, guys? I'm BTC. There is a brand new map on the Overwatch PTR. It's called Oasis. It is a control point style map, just like Nepal, Ilios, and Lijiang Tower. That means that it actually has 3 different parts, so we're going to go over all 3 of them. Now, I know that a lot of you guys are really excited about the map, and we are too, but we're going to try to dial back the hype meter just a little bit because I want to have a more objective view of these maps. I know everybody's just like going crazy about them, but we want to talk about what's good and what's bad about these maps, or maybe not necessarily what's bad, but what's just kind of, you know, a little odd or a little out of place. So with me today is Skill. Some of you guys might remember him from some of my other videos. He is a Grandmaster, top 500 player, one of the best in the world. Skill, thank you for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so real quick, you'll notice that there are a bunch of cars going by, and this has been something that a lot of people have been talking about. But although they're cool, they don't actually pose any real threat to you when you're trying to play the game. I mean, they will kill you if you go into the road. They'll kill. Like, see, there you go. He just got run over, and now his body's gonna get thrown around a little bit. So they will kill you if you go over there, but there's almost no reason to actually go all the way over to that side because the capture point is way over here. So you're not going to go in the road. There is a large health pack that's over here, but there are several staircases that you can take to get to the health pack, and you never actually have to go into the road in order to capture it. So that's, you know, it's not really a big deal. I'm wondering, though, if they're adding these cars as kind of a test for future maps. And I was thinking that maybe in some future map, maybe it's like a power plant or something, they might have things that can kill you or do damage to you that are closer to the objective. So maybe some sort of like energy beams or something that will actually be more in your way. And with environmental kills, I mean, they're nothing new. Everybody likes to use Lucio and knock people off of ledges and stuff like that. But I think you got to be really careful about it because the more environmental damage type stuff you have in the map, the less it focuses on the actual players killing players as opposed to the map killing players. So, I mean, it's really cool. It just has to be done in moderation. Like, you can't go crazy with it. So, speaking of the actual capture point itself, so this is it right here. Let me actually head back to the spawn, and I'm going to show you, like, the most direct route to the capture point. And this is actually going to be one of the things that we're going to talk about in some of the other maps. Not so much in this one, but in the other parts of this map for the other capture points. There's a lot of space that it just seems like it's wasted. But with this one, it's pretty straightforward. So you start here, and you're going to come pretty much right over here. You know, there is a little pit right there, but nobody's going to be fighting over here because this is too close to your spawn. And then you can come over here, and right here is the capture point. And in the middle is this little building right here, and you can capture it while you're outside or while you're inside here. And when you're inside here, you have really, really good cover. So, I mean, I don't know if you want your whole team to be in here because that might make you susceptible to like an ult or two that would just wipe your team. But if you're basically like solo defending or something, trying to hold off in this position would probably be pretty good. Now, there is another thing. If you come over off to the side here, you'll see the jump pad. Now, when Blizzard first announced the jump pad, I was thinking it was going to be something more like Unreal Tournament or Quake or Halo or something, where you step on the jump pad and then it launches you somewhere else in the map. Unfortunately, got to be honest with you, a little bit disappointed with this one because, Skill, if you want to go and hit the jump pad, please. It pretty much only launches you straight up. I mean, once you're in the air, you do have a little bit of control over your character, But I was thinking that there was going to be like a bunch of jump pads and they would launch you to different parts of the map, and like there would be lots of focus on people going like all over the place. But this is like this jump pad right here. This is literally the only jump pad in all 3 of the control point maps. This is the only jump pad, and it only launches you straight up. And once you're up here, I mean, this is it, guys. Like right here again. I'm not trying to rain on the hype train, rain on the hype parade or nothing like that. But like, this is it. Like, this up here is the only little bit of land that you can actually use for the jump pad. And yeah, you can destroy these little barriers here. But once you're up here, you do have a view of a decent amount of the capture point right there. But anybody who's inside this building is going to be protected from you, and anybody who's on the other side is also going to be protected from you. So, I don't know. The jump pad, I gotta be honest, it feels really, really underwhelming. And the other thing is like, the best way to attack a capture point is as a 6-man group. The best way to defend a capture point is as a 6-man group. So if you send a couple of people up here, you're kind of splitting your team up, and you're probably actually weakening your defenses a little bit, or your team a little bit, your lineup a little bit. And the other thing is, with this top little area right here, who are you going to put up there? Like Widow, Pharah, Junkrat, Hanzo. I mean, those characters don't need a jump pad because they can get up here on their own. So really, the only character that you could probably put up here by themselves is going to be Soldier 76. And the reason why I would say him and not some of the other ones is because he can heal himself, so he has some sustain. So, Skill, what do you... I've been rambling for a bit here, so what are your thoughts on this from like a high-level kind of tournament perspective here?
I think, like, no one's actually going to use the jump pad, okay? People who want to get up here are going to get up here no matter what. They have their own movement abilities, you know, like Pharah Rocket Boost and Widow Hook or whatever, but, like, no one is actually going to use the jump pad here to get up here, right? Like, maybe Soldier, but at the same time, like, just group up and you'll do a better job, right? The ledge is too small. Like, you can't see much, and you know the people can hide behind these little barriers here, and you can't, you know, fire at them or whatever. But they can fire at you because they can just jump and get a shot off of you. So I think this is actually detrimental to come up here. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna want to try to come up here because it's the first jump pad in Overwatch.
Oh yeah,
right?
Everybody is gonna want to go up there, and actually, I think that was one of the complaints on the PTR forum. I think you told me about that. Was people were complaining that the teams were fighting over the jump pad instead of fighting over the control point itself. But I mean, that's just because it's new. And I'm sure in, you know, casual, quick play and ladder matches and stuff, people are going to use the jump pad. But from a high-level tournament perspective, it probably has minimal value, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I could only see this for a Pharah. This is just a landing perch for a Pharah, to be honest.
Now,
no one else is really going to use this.
So another thing that that was pointed out is that there seems to be a ton of health packs in these maps, and we were wondering if Blizzard is actually trying to increase the amount of health packs in the maps in order to lower the reliance on actual player healers. So maybe teams could get away with only one healer instead of having two. I mean, that's still like a big stretch. But there does seem to be a lot more health packs. Maybe they're trying to make it easier on the healers, or maybe they're trying to make Sombra more valuable or something. I don't know. Another thing is there seems to be a lot more kind of cover. So, like, when you're trying to actually approach the point, like, you'll see this in the other maps as well. there seems to be a lot more things where you can, like what Skill is doing right here. Basically, you can like hide behind cover and just kind of poke out and shoot and then hide again. So, I mean, the map looks amazing. It really does. The jump pad, I don't know. It feels like a novelty. It doesn't feel like it's going to actually be useful, which, I mean, it's the first one that they've added. So, give them a pass on it. But I think, you know what I think the problem was? I think they were trying to be really, really kind of reserved with it because it is a new mechanic. And as a result, they basically made it, they were a little too careful, and I think they kind of made it almost useless. But let's go and check out the next of the maps. All right, we are in the second map now. Skill is just getting himself a coffee. These spawn rooms are absolutely gigantic. Like, look at this. This entire thing right here. This is the spawn room. Now, I don't know if it's entirely necessary. I mean, I think you're killing some frames by having a spawn room this big, but I mean, it looks amazing, that's for sure. And again, I just want to point out that this new map, like, it looks really, really good. Like, you look at that backdrop and stuff, that just looks amazing. All right, Skill, where are you? Okay. So let's go and check out the map. So head over to the capture point the way you would normally go. So once we're going to start here, we're going to go through here. There's a med pack right there. And you can come up over here. And then you're going to head over to here. And from this position, you can go right to the capture point, which is there. Or you can go up the stairs over on this right-hand side here and come up here. Now, the cool thing about this particular capture point is that you can actually capture it from the second floor. So,
the objective is
see
mine.
that?
Be quick about it.
That is awesome. Now, for those of you that don't know, you can actually capture a point with Farah as well if you're in the air. I don't know the exact height that you can be, but there is a sort of vertical capture distance. And you can capture it on the second point here, which also means you can contest it. So what's cool with this particular point is if you're outnumbered, let's say your team is about to lose the point, what you can do is you can come up to the top here, and as a single player, you can contest this while the enemy team is below, and they're going to have to come up here and try to get you out of here. So, let's say they don't have a Pharaoh or something like that. They don't have the ability to instantly get up here. But as a single person, you could stand up here on top of this little ledge here and actually contest the point, which is pretty cool. Now, there is another little opening over here, but this doesn't have any access or anything to it. There's no jump pad or nothing like that. So you basically have to be able to wall climb or jump jet or something into there. But this is the capture point here. Now, what I said in the previous map was that we're going to show you a bunch of area that is unfortunately just not used. So, Skill, I'm going to head over to the other side here. So, let's head back to the spawn point real quick, okay? And this is the large med pack, and there's the spawn right there. Now, the capture point is over on that right side. But look at this. There is all this stuff over on the left here. You have this down here. You have this little building right here. You got these extra rooms and stuff. And then this staircase right here. And then it's mirrored on the other side as well. No one will ever come over here. It looks cool, but this entire area is useless. Like, there's no reason to ever come over here. Yeah, there's a big med pack right here. This is probably about as far as you're going to come. So if you're capturing the point and you need health, you might come out here, grab the med pack, and then head back to the point. But, all of this, nobody's going to use it because there's nothing over here. So, I don't know. I think Blizzard was trying something a little bit different with this. Like, I really like this. Like, the two-decker style right here is really cool. I like that a lot. But I just, like, I don't understand why they made all this over here that's not going to be used. So, all right, Skill, what are your thoughts on this particular map here?
I think, like you said, there's a bunch of useless stuff, right? You're only going to ever be playing around the capture point. So, I mean, all this stuff is filler. It's just lowering your frames per second.
It's killing
to be
your
honest.
frames.
Yeah, it's killing my frames, dude. Like, I like the second floor capture area. That's interesting. But I mean, again, there's more health packs and stuff around. And I don't know, like, to be honest, no one's going to ever use this side of the map. People are only ever going to play in that small square, so.
Yeah, so basically, so again, this is the spawn room. And from this point here, so this little fountain right here, all the way to, for right now, my left, all the way over here, is where the capture point is, and this is where everybody's going to be fighting. But, like, this entire side of the map, like everything to my right now, nobody's gonna use that. Like, why is it there? I mean, it looks cool, but like nobody's gonna get it. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe if Blizzard had put the capture point like in the middle here, where this big med pack is, then people would use both sides, and they would probably use most of the map. But as it is now, like, half the map isn't going to be used, and I don't understand why they did that. I just don't know. And, you know, again, someone might say, well, you know, you can have some of your people go one side and some of your people go the other side, but you guys got to remember, the best way to attack an objective is when you have all 6 of your team grouped up and pushing as one. The best way to attack an objective is with a 6-man group. The best way to defend an objective is with a 6-man group. So if you're splitting your team in half, you're just weakening your chances at actually taking the point. Like, this is an awesome looking map. It's just half of it isn't even going to be used. And it's just really weird. I don't know. We still got one more. Let's go to that one. All right, we are in the third and final part of this map. And once again, an absolutely gigantic spawn room. All right, Skill, let's take the most direct path to the capture point. All right, so we're going to head out over here. And this one is really simple. Whether you go left or right, it doesn't really matter. It's just going to connect again right here. And then that's it. You're back at the capture point. So this is it. If you go over to the left-hand side, there is a little room right here with a small med pack, and then like way down there, I can't really read that. It's like a math equation or something. I don't think you really need to pay much attention to that. Maybe it's like more secret stuff for a future character or something. I don't know. But this is the capture point right here. Now, it looks like the well on Ilios, but it functions a lot differently. You do not die if you fall down there. But if you fall down there, then it actually kind of takes you out of the fight for a second there. So, all right, Skill, if you can move on to the point real quick. So you can see he's capturing the point. Now jump down. And now he's no longer capturing the point. So, unlike the previous map where you can capture it when you're slightly above it, with this one, you cannot capture it if you're actually below it. So this incredibly blue room right here has a giant health pack, a large health pack right there. So if you are about to die, you can jump down. Now, once you're down here, there's a couple of different ways to go back out. The way you want to get out is right through here, through the back one, because this is the fastest way back up to the point. Now, if you take one of the side routes, like over here, it's going to take you all the way back to here, and see, this is where I am, and then you got to come back over here. So it takes you a little bit longer. So if you do happen to fall down into this blue room, you want to take that back exit right there. It'll just get you to the point a lot faster. Now, with this particular capture point, you do have these little walls on the sides of the point here, and these are really good for kind of like peeking out and shooting and hiding again. You do have the high ground right here, but this isn't actually that amazing because you can get flanked pretty easily. And if you're not careful when you're over here, you're coming up the stairs or something, you're going to get booped by a Lucio or a Pharah or something. I can just imagine that there's going to be a lot of Lucios that just kind of like chill out, like right here, waiting for people to come up the stairs. And then as soon as they do, they're going to, right click and just boop them off the edge, and then they're going to die. So that's kind of a death trap. You do have to be a little bit careful of that. But again, this position right here, it allows you to have a little bit high ground, but I don't know. It's not like amazing or anything like that. But I think the best positions are going to be, in this little room with the theater view, or just back here, really. But anyways, Skill, so what do you think about this third and final map here?
I think it's simple and to the point. There's not that much fluff, at least not as much as the other map sections. But there is still some areas that are kind of not going to be traversable. But it's simple. You got cover around the point. You got that room in the back with the health pack. You got pretty much this is like Lucio territory up here. But other than that, it's a decent map. It reminds me of the Lijiang Tower.
Yeah.
The very first map. That's it's you got somewhere to knock people off, and it's short to the point, which is pretty good.
Yeah. So this third part of the Oasis map is by far the simplest of them. I mean, the only thing that's like a little bit different is the blue stuff that's down below, but other than that, like the first map had a little bit of the extra stuff on the side. Nobody really is gonna go there. And then the second map, literally half of the map is just not gonna be used. But with this one, it is a lot shorter and to the point. I probably like this one the best. I kind of wish that this opening in the middle here was more like the Ilios well, where it would just kill you instantly, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it's something different. But so overall impressions of the Oasis map, what do you think?
I think it needs a lot of work. It's very pretty, but I don't think people are going to actually want to play on this map. I don't feel like it's like solo queue, sure, but in a tournament setting or something, people are not going to want to play on this map.
So what are your main reasons for this?
Well, there's health packs everywhere, which is okay, right? Except no one's actually going to go and pick them up. So realistically, this map is shorter than all the other control point maps because the effective area that you're going to be using is smaller in every situation. So in Lijiang Tower, for example, you can use most of the map and it all makes sense, right? You can use it for different strategies and stuff. But for these maps in particular, there's not much you can do. It shows you what you have to do. It's really easy to just come here and take control of the point. If you go into these side rooms, you're just throwing your team at a disadvantage. So there's no reason to ever go in those side rooms. It's just really bland if you take a look at it from like the most effective viewpoint.
Yeah, so something that was brought up was how, and I did mention this in the previous one, where like it looks like Blizzard was trying to encourage the teams to kind of split up and take different routes. Like some of the team go through this way and some of the team go through that way, but that's not the best strategy. The best strategy is to stay as a group. So I think what's going to end up happening is when you see like the high level competitive tournament stuff, they're obviously going to stay together. They're going to do what they're supposed to do. But in the quick play and the the uncoordinated solo queue kind of ladder matches, you're gonna run into the problem where like every single person on your team is going a different way. Nobody's grouping. I mean, there's problems with coordination already, like a lot of problems with coordination already, with solo queue type situations. But when you introduce a map that has like all different paths, then you're just asking for trouble. I mean, if you look at maps like Nepal and Lijiang Tower and stuff, like most of those maps are pretty direct. I mean, maybe you have like an option to go left or an option to go right, but with Oasis, it looks like they're not only can you can't just go like a little left, but you can go a lot left, or you can go a lot right, or a little right, and there's like all these different paths. And I think what's going to happen is, in solo queue specifically, I think these maps are going to be probably more frustrating because the people that are like always mashing on their emote button, group up, group up, group up, group up, they're going to just get even more frustrated when people are just like all like, they're going to be spread out even more is what I'm trying to get at. And I think it's going to lead to a lot of frustrating games. I don't know. I mean, I think overall it's probably some of the best looking maps, but I don't know if I'm too keen on some of the design. I think that this third one is probably the best. The other two, I'm not too keen on, and I was a little disappointed with the jump pad. So, but anyways, let me know what you guys think about the new map. If you've been able to try it out. Now, if you want to try out the Oasis map on the PTR, what you need to do is go to your BattleNet launcher, change your region to the public test realm. You'll have to download the client, and then you can launch it, and you can play the public test realm and try out the custom map. Now, be aware, though, they are having some issues with the PTR right now, so you may or may not actually be able to load up a game. But hopefully that gets resolved pretty soon. Again, let me know what you guys think about all of these maps in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe because there's lots more Overwatch on the channel. Remember, always blame the controller because it's never your fault.